I have done so much to my hair. Gone a little bit overboard and it's suffering. As healthy as I've tried to keep it, I'm starting to feel the effects of all the messing around with it. So today in this video, I'm just going to do a real simple curl, I guess, kind of like a beach curl. Here's an example right here. So I'm going to start from the back and just very easily and simply, hopefully, glide my straightening iron through, and I'm not clamping down at all because I don't want to kink. I'm just holding it like really loose, and I'm gonna pull it through, and it just gives it like a little bend, just a little bend. That's all. And just go over it maybe a couple times. And I'm going to repeat that, and hopefully we get a desirable look. I've never done this before. You're experiencing this with me for the first time together. So I've been giving a lot of thought lately to relationships and the dynamic of relationships, and I've decided to pass along some of my knowledge. And maybe the more I talk about it, the more it'll sink in and I'll really start to learn from past behaviors and mistakes. I've always been a strong believer that people want what they can't have. And the more they have to work for something, the more they want it. So if you apply that logic to a relationship, you would understand, right, that if you're easy to get, then you're easy to lose. And it's a lot easier for somebody, once they get you, to not really want you anymore, right? And this isn't any relationship. This exists in friendships, this exists in romantic relationships, so forth. I think it's really important that you not rush into things, and that you make people want you. And I think there's a lot of ways you can do that, right? So one is to know your worth. And I think the way that you know your worth is to always have balance in your life. When I start dating somebody that I really like, it's really easy for me just to pour myself into the relationship because I'm a very nurturing person. But that's actually not a good thing to do, because then you lose balance. And once you lose balance, you lose perspective over the relationship. Things probably become a lot more important than they should. Other things that should be important aren't any longer. So I think it's important when you start any relationship to do all the things that you love. If at any other time in your life, it is the most important time in your life to still go after your passions and do the things that you love at the beginning of a relationship. I think this establishes your worth in the eyes of the person that you're establishing this relationship with. And it makes you not forget about yourself. So I think balance is really key. And then I also think what's important is to always keep some doubt lingering. And gosh, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm advocating game playing, because I'm not. What I'm trying to say is I think it's important to always have a little bit of suspense. If somebody always knows your next move, they're going to get bored. It's like playing a chess game and knowing what your opponent's going to do. You don't have to think. You're just sitting there waiting for them to make their move so that you could make the move that you already knew you were going to make, because you already knew what the move they were going to make was. I hope that makes sense. So I think always having a little bit of mystery and a little bit of doubt, and always keeping, that uncertainty there in the relationship is really important. You want to keep them on their toes. If they think you're going to do one thing all the time, maybe one of those times don't do it. Okay, and then last but not least, I think availability is huge. I think if you're always available to someone, they start to take that for granted. And once they start taking you for granted, they may not respect you as much as they should. So although you think you're doing the right thing by being available and not playing games and, you know, blah, 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 it can actually hurt you and your relationship in the long run. You shouldn't be so available all the time. And I'm not saying purposely don't pick up the phone when somebody calls you, because that's just silly. I'm saying if your life is balanced and you've got your own stuff going on, you by default won't be available. And it'll happen naturally. You'll have your own life still. You won't be so wrapped up in your relationship. And naturally, you'll just be busy, well balanced, and not so available. Okay, so this is what my hair looks like with this simple little twist. And I'm gonna zhuzh it up, break it all up, and see what we're left with. And again, this is the first time I'm doing this. We're experiencing it together. It doesn't look that bad. It actually looks kind of pretty and bouncy and cool. And it didn't take that long. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on this side. And I'm just taking small sections and sliding the curling iron through. Not really thinking about it too much. Just letting it do its magic all on its own. And of course, I'll try to recreate this another time and I won't be able to. Ah, don't say that. I'll be able to. I'll just watch this video. I'm just going to continue doing this side. I'm not really letting this sit for very long. I'm literally just letting it sit long enough to heat my hair and give it a little bit of a break there, or a curl. I'm going to do on my underside right here. And I'm just going to keep repeating that. Again, I'm not really clamping down. I'm just gliding it through until the end, giving it some heat. Okay, so I've done both sides and I'm just going to break it up now. Zhuzh it. Yes, zhuzh. It's my made up word, my sister made up. And now I'm going to start with the top by unclipping this, finding my part. There we go, there it is. Hello, part. And I'm just going to do the same thing to these sections of hair. I have this 4 bristle brush that I like to use because it distributes the oils in your hair. And it's a natural fiber, 4 bristle. And again, just gliding my hair through, not clamping it down, just letting it glide through. And I'm just going to keep repeating that on this side, or on the other side. First this side, then the other side. What do you think about everything I said? Do you guys agree? I wish I could just commit those things to memory and not make the same mistakes again. Hopefully I can learn. Grow. Not change, but grow. I don't believe you can change anybody, but I believe you can hope that they can grow. Okay, so I think this side is done. So I'm just running my fingers through the curls and breaking them up. I don't want this to look curled so much as just like wavy. Here is the result of me curling my hair or putting a wave in my hair using my flat iron, my straightening iron. It's not a curl, it's definitely more of a wave. And if you have any relationship advice that you want to pass along, please do so. Leave a comment below and we can all learn from each other. Thanks for watching.